Internet, and welcome back, to game nights. We, as you can see, are not having our regularly scheduled game of Elegant Magics tonight because we're missing some friends, but that's okay. They're here in spirit because I will give a shout out to Savvy for the amazing overlay. They're amazing, thank you so much. It looks gorgeous. But instead, we are playing Monsterhearts tonight, giving you a little one-shot action as we move along with some, our scheduling being a little willy-nilly right now with traveling and all that good stuff. So we're still gonna have some good times tonight. I'm gonna speed through just some housekeeping stuff. One, check out all of the shit on this channel because it's awesome. I'm not biased at all. Just objectively, all the shit on this channel is amazing. We have merch. RJ, if you'd like to stand with me as well, including this lovely number, the Gubba Bump Shrimp Corporation. Mainly we just make shirts out of ridiculous shit we've said on this channel at some point, and they're here for you. It's great. Check it out. It's awesome. And again, Monsterhearts. Monsterhearts is a Powered by the Apocalypse system. It's going to be a 2d6 system. It has skins are the playbooks. It's very similar to like Monster of the Week that we've played a lot on this channel. But it is really about exploring the messiness of growing up and also being a monster at the same time. It's going to be great. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. I'm just going to run around here and have everyone playing tonight introduce themselves. Oh, look, Val, you did it right. You put yourself last anyway. Thank you. I'm just now looking at the overlay. I might not do it in the way of the overlay. Who's first? Alex. Alex can go first. That is fine. Let's have our cast introduce themselves. Please tell us who you are real quick, where we can find you on the internet, and who you are playing tonight. We'll start with Alex.
Sure. Me going first, I guess, means I am the least deserving of punishment based on something Sid said to us before stream. I don't know if I should be happy or not. Hello, I'm Alex, OMG it's some guy on the internet, mostly here on this channel, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Mistborn Saturdays. And in tonight's game, I will be playing Apollo Morningstar, who is the Infernal.
Yeah. I'm skipping RJ. I'm moving on to Wally.
Wow, you just go right over to me. Okay, sup, y'all, it's me, Wally, your favorite non-binary slime best friend on the internet, who will not skip you in the order when you're doing the introductions. I'm looking out for you, RJ. I will be playing... You can find me on Twitter at WALLE132, just like the cute little Disney robot. You can just find me talk about stuff there. Tonight, I'll be playing Axel, the vampire. I'm old in spirit. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it.
I feel that. I feel that deep inside. We shall move on to Morgan.
Hello, I'm Morgan, also the Magimatrix on the internet. If you like cosplay, follow me. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I got. And tonight I'm playing Cecily Lynch, who is the Fae.
All right. Now we may go back to RJ.
Hey everybody, it's me, RJ. You can catch me at RJS282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and sometimes stream with my friends. I'm all over the place on the internet, and I will tweet whenever I go live. Primarily, though, I'm here on G Game Nights on Thursdays and Saturdays. Thursdays for Elegant Magic, Saturdays for both Mistborn and our Star Power campaign. Today, I'll be playing James Picken. I am the Ghost.
And last but not least, Val, please tell us who you're playing tonight.
Hi, everyone. I feel like I'm in trouble. My name is Val. I go by the Kraken's Crown on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me exclusively here Thursdays through Sundays playing and or running games. That's all I'll say for now. And tonight, I'll be playing the Ghoul, who goes by JV. And that's all I need to say, really. I don't need to.
Oh, is it really? No. What does JV stand for, Val?
Jason Voorhees Jr.
Yeah. Does anyone disagree that Val needed to go last? Okay, then. Lovely. So.
I don't apologize. I stand by my choice.
As I told them earlier, I was like, I mean this with all the love in the world, but god damn it, I hate you sometimes.
I don't think this is even really that my character wasn't even what got me in the most trouble. I think it was the other characters I came up with.
Yeah, no, it was your side characters that really did it. Anyway, we'll get to that shortly. I will be your MC, your monster of ceremonies tonight. I am Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at Greg Sid. Usually just talking about all the fun stuff I'm doing on the internet. Usually here, Thursdays, Fridays, every other Saturdays and Sundays, and on Infinite RP playing Flames of Freedom on Mondays. Usually, I'm gonna stop talking because we have a lot of shenanigans to get into tonight. So, we will try to explain mechanics-wise as we go, mainly because, one, most of our players have never played this game before. I don't think anyone has played this game before, have they? No. And I've never run it before. It's going great. So bear with us is mainly what I mean for this evening, because we're just here to have a good time. That's what's up. But yes, we have any questions, obviously, in the chat, shout them out. We'll try to explain as we go, and we'll do the same for our players. But let's jump on in, shall we? So, in an ancient, deciduous forest, about 40 miles northwest of Rochester, sits the beautiful but somewhat dilapidated site of Camp Ignatius, the premier sleepaway camp experience for the upper middle class of upstate New York. The camp is beloved for its gorgeous grounds, horseback riding, boating, and all-around Americana experience. Basically, think the camp from Dirty Dancing, but add go-karts, and you're covered. Yeah. We will begin on a very early morning. Yeah. We're thinking probably around 6:30 a.m., which is not great for a lot of you, I'm sure. You are all here for the pre-season of camp. You've been hired on to be paid additionally, not only for working throughout the summer at the sleepaway camp, but to come in a few weeks early, get everything prepped, and plan and get ready for the arrival of several hundred 12 to 16-year-olds. We begin and the very first full day of the preseason. You have all been assigned some of the instructor houses. You are bunked up, which we can figure out later. Probably 2 to 3 people each house. You have your own space. And you are far away from the bunkhouses, which I'm sure most of you are very happy about. You arrive, however, at my lovely little map that you all can see in Roll20, to the one of the classrooms on the eastern side of the grounds. And we're gonna say you are scheduled to arrive at 6:30. They promised breakfast. They did not disappoint. There is at least a box, of donuts, some coffee, orange juice, and several, basically like picnic tables, indoor picnic tables with benches for everyone to get seated at. Looks like they've pulled out like a projector. Someone's got a laptop set up. There's going to be some presentations, blah, blah. But you can get settled in before the trainings begin. Who shows up first? Who's an early bird? Yeah? James?
I don't sleep. I'm dead.
Excellent. So James, when do you show up?
He's probably one of the first people to show up.
Okay. 6:15, 20.
6:10.
Oh, dear Lord. Okay. Well, the good news is you get your fair pickings of That's funny. You get whatever donuts you want. Yeah, no one else
Doesn't
is
matter.
here yet.
Don't they just go right through them?
That's an offensive stereotype, and no. So James, no one's there, except for Mary. Mary Templeton is the lead counselor of the camp. She is exactly everything you would assume the lead counselor of a sleepaway summer camp to be. Overly peppy, way too into her job, and probably one of the most fake adults you've ever run into in your life. But she is at the laptop getting like the presentations and everything set up, and as soon as you walk in, she goes, "Oh, James, so good to see you. Good morning. Go ahead and grab some breakfast and go ahead and get seated in the front, and we'll get started in about, well, you are early. About 15-20, okay?
All right. Good morning, Mary.
Yeah, good morning. She goes back to her laptop situation.
Just to keep up appearances, while her back is turned, James picks up a donut, kind of looks around, and then just pops it out the window.
Excellent. Perfect. We'll say after you, yeah, well, you would recognize this individual. We'll say Andrea walks in after you, maybe like 5-10 minutes later. Tall, blonde, high ponytail. She is the horseback riding instructor, as you are well aware. You wanna tell us a little something else about Andrea there, James?
Andrea, also being a fellow camp counselor, is James's ex-girlfriend.
She will come in, say hello to Mary, see you in the corner, nod, and pick a seat up at the front.
If James had a hat, he would try and tip it, but he does not.
And shortly behind Andrea will be Grace. Grace is one of the boating instructors. Canoeing will be her forte this summer. Andrea and Grace, very similar. Both tall, blonde, very preppy. She is looking around quite fervently to see who else might be here. Doesn't seem to see who she's looking for, and takes a seat next to Andrea. When does everyone else arrive?
Axel shows up. If it's at 6:30, Axel will show up at 6:20, at 6:28, like 2 minutes when it's supposed to start. And he walks in wearing pretty much just like this. It's wearing like a loose kimono top and shorts and sandals and shades. And he just is struggling to walk inside and just looks upset that he has to be awake this early, kind of like someone who woke up from a hangover. So he's just walking into the place just looking really, really disgruntled about all this.
Did he wake up from a hangover?
Yes and no. I mean, waking up in the sun is the equivalent of waking up with a hangover to him.
Fair enough. Mary will probably assume that you do have a hangover. Her smile will get a little tighter, but will usher you inside to take a seat. Maybe a few donuts. That might help. And coffee.
Mary, I'm gonna have to
Coffee?
stop. Mary, I'm gonna have to stop you right there. One, you're talking way too loud. You bring your decibels from here and you bring it down for here. I understand you're my boss, but
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say that is wildly inappropriate, but we have a lot to do today, so go ahead and take a seat. Thank you.
gonna take a seat. I mean, he doesn't even grab a donut because he can't eat food, so he takes a seat.
Excellent. Some of our other cast of characters make their way around. Let's see. Sitting toward the front of the room, Esteban makes his way in. Esteban is tall, dark, and handsome, but completely unattainable, y'all. the rumor is he's kind of religious, waiting for marriage, and he's going to be teaching gourmet foods. He sits at the very front, came with a legal pad, sits and is waiting, like with literally hands folded, for Mary to begin. Like right as Mary is beginning, Derek just kind of strolls in. Derek's the camp cook. Derek is the one person at this camp that you can most assuredly say has drugs that you can purchase. Derek's a little older than the rest of you, probably like early 20s. Derek was like maybe second string on the local football team, never really left. Yeah, sort of a townie, but it's a job, and he gets to party, so he's cool with it. Anybody else?
Apollo would have waited for Esteban to go in, given it a cool like 30 seconds, then, come from around the corner, walked in and acted, see who's there already, kind of nod and wink at Grace, and then just be like, "Oh, bonjour, Esteban. Do you mind if I sit next to you?"
Yeah, sure. I was just getting ready to take notes for today, just making sure we have all the procedures and everything. Foodborne illness is, yeah, it's
Of
it's
course,
an important
of course. It's
thing.
very, very responsible of you. I admire that. I would offer to get you a donut, but I imagine that probably violates some sort of food safety issues.
Oh no, they're already cooked. So I mean, as long as you like pick it up with like a napkin or something, it should be fine.
Of course.
So, yeah, sure.
Would you like chocolate or sprinkles?
But both is great.
I'll see if they have both. And then we'll go and check out the donuts.
Immediately upon your arrival in, Grace perks up, sees you sit with Esteban, gets a little dejected, and sort of turns to talk with Andrea a little bit more. Let's see. JV, would you say you would like roll in with your buds, like all three of you?
No, I think what happens is there's a like panning to the boathouse over at the lake. There's a rippling in the water, and suddenly bursting up from the water and then climbing onto the dock is essentially a wet goth wearing a hockey mask, big black hoodie, hood pulled up, sort of slumped shoulders, very thin, average height. And they just sigh. They take the hockey mask and they just like kind of move it like so it's kind of askew on their head, and then makeup running dredges themselves towards the where we're meeting at the classroom at the mess hall, and probably there's where they group up with their two friends slash rivals,
Who are
a tall kind of strapping gentleman, played football for the team, very strong, silent type, very popular around the school, named Mikey Myers. And the other one is a girl with a penchant for knives, named Francesca Kruger.
Val?
Yes. Yes.
Is JV part of JV?
No, they would never play a sport.
Okay, I just wanted to make
No.
sure if that's how deep you were going with this,
No.
because man, I would have.
No.
There's a music video with this.
Yeah.
I'll go find it.
I essentially made The Descendants, but horror movie.
But horror movies instead of Disney. Yep. This is happening. They both sort of, look you over. Mikey just sighs a little, doesn't say anything. Francesca shakes her head. Are you looking for like the full raccoon, or do you want to freshen up a little bit?
I'm fine.
Okay. I mean, it's a look. I'm just making sure it's the one you're trying to pull off.
You want to hand me one of those knives and I'll stab you in the face with it?
Touch my knives and I'll fucking kill you.
Bring it.
Mm-hmm. Makes her way inside.
Mikey.
JV.
He won't talk.
Mikey will not.
Shouldn't talk. He shouldn't talk.
At all?
No,
At all?
At all.
Oh.
Even when somebody's
Just
yelling,
nods.
say something, he just steps in there and crushes in
Just
their
nods.
skull.
Just nods. That's it.
Randomly walks into the light from the shadows.
Yeah. Yes.
I think the last is Cecily and her crew. Army would walk in precisely at 6:30, sit at the very back, and wait, I think. And Jane, Army will be teaching archery, by the way. Jane, who will be doing some arts and crafts, mainly screen printing, t-shirts, camp t-shirts, that sort of thing. Goes to sit off to the side, waiting, finds the best vantage point for the door. Sort of waiting, it seems, for the last of us to arrive. When does Cecily come in?
Cecily comes in late, and she doesn't look like she realizes that she's late at all. She's very like she has like long auburn hair and her that hides like her ears, and she's just kind of like pokes her head in, slides in, looks around, sees donuts. It's like, ooh, a donut.
We'll say at the same time, also the last of some of our pals wanders in. Malia? Was it? I even asked you for the pronunciation.
You did,
I
yeah.
Still fucked it up. Milia, there we go. As opposed to Cecily not really being aware that she's late, Amelia is 100% aware that she's late, purposefully like strolling in 10-15 minutes into the extremely boring presentations on the guidelines for why we're here as camp counselors and the sort of, experience we're trying to give our campers and, our code of blah, blah, blah. It's boring as hell. But yeah, she strolls in, grabs the last of the donuts for show, and immediately finds a seat next to Axel, kicks her feet up on the bench, making sure no one else can sit next to her, and just like leans over to Axel and sighs deeply.
Well, why are you here late and I'm the only one somewhat promptly on time? I mean, I thought usually our roles are reversed in this kind of situation.
Because I am the only one here that knows how to actually tangle.
Yeah, I guess that's the point. Just why did they tell us? I mean, I'm talking about specifically us to show up at 6 a.m. when the crack of dawn of the evil, stupid sun is cresting up over the horizon and just shines in my eyes. It's not like it will just kill me or anything.
You're welcome to tell them exactly why you need to not be up this early, but I wouldn't suggest it. As the two of you are, as Mary is already a little peeved that two people walked in late to begin with, she says something passive-aggressive about it, but as the two of you are talking back and forth, she does say rather loudly, "Excuse me,
Yeah.
these are really important bits of information that I need to get out to all of you before we continue throughout the day, so I'm just going to encourage, yet again, that we do pay attention, okay?"
Gotcha.
Thank
Thumbs
you.
up.
Axel? Milia? Okay, thank you. And goes back into her presentations. Any shenanigans during the beginning of the morning?
How long are we in this big group meeting for?
The big group meeting will last probably an hour, maybe 2, and then you will be splitting off into your departments, as it were. So some of you will be teaching a sport, some of you an art or craft, some of you doing things like teaching foods or lifeguarding, survival skills. So those will be separated out accordingly. But yeah, the very boring shit. It's almost cruel of them, the most boring shit to be right at the early morning when you are least likely to actually absorb the information. It's great.
During any breaks that we might have, which there's probably one at least, Apollo will make his way over to Grace and just kind of ameliorate her dejectedness that he didn't sit next to her. I really want to look. I know I'm going to be shit at my job, so I want to look like I'm making an effort here and trying to earn, enough brownie points so that they don't fire me and send me home halfway through the summer.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, sure, they're gonna fire you. Like, you're just basically here as eye candy, okay? So whatever, it's fine.
Look, I know that, you know that, but they can't exactly put that on my official job description, so I have to do something, and, I'm going to do a terrible job at it, so trying to look like, I am paying attention. What is it that you Americans say, a teacher's pet?
Well, maybe, after lunch we could, meet up at the boathouse?
Sounds like a good plan to me.
I'd love to get back in a canoe with you.
Is that where the phrase canoodling comes from?
You're so funny. I don't know, though. Maybe. So I'll see you at lunch?
It's a date.
All right. Later. Turns back to, talk to Andrea. I'm sure go over her score with her. Anybody else?
I have something.
Mm-hmm.
So JV's probably in the back, doesn't want to sit with anyone really. It's probably on their I imagine there's a table with some coffee things set up. It's probably on their fourth cup of coffee. Black, of course. And at some point gets real bored and has a dark hunger they have to satisfy. So is going to try to. Is there a stage here? I was imagining there's an auditorium.
Yeah, so it's the classroom. So it's one of the classrooms. So there's at least a podium where someone could do the presentations, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Okay, so not we're not in the a theatrical stage sort of thing where they're doing.
No, not in the big gymnasium or anything.
Oh, that ruins. That puts a little bit of a damper on.
Or we absolutely can be. You know what? Yes, we are. We were seated at the benches, and there is absolutely a stage at the front.
Okay.
Why? Because this is a game, and we're here to have fun. God
I
damn
will
it!
it into existence because JV wants to try to sneak up onto the catwalks above where the speaker is presenting.
Oh. Okay.
Yes.
Do you want to explain to all of us your hunger and
Yes.
which one you chose? I'm guessing I know which one you chose, but I just want to clarify.
I chose fear.
Mm-hmm.
So I can heedlessly pursue my hunger for bonuses. Basically, you have a dull hunger for something besides human flesh that you need to satisfy, or else eventually you must eat human flesh. So this is what I do, is scare people.
Excellent. What do you need to roll for this?
I don't know. This isn't a move specifically.
Oh, okay. It doesn't say specifically. Okay, so the goal is to scare.
Yes.
Tell me how you're gonna go about this. And maybe we
So
can
I was
figure
thinking
that
maybe on a break or something, if they're off the stage, JV would sort of duck up onto the stage and climb up to the catwalks above, and then at a good time, once everybody's kind of settled back in for the second part of the performance, just gonna take out a pocket knife, start cutting away at one of the sandbags, and so that it falls next to them, not trying to murder, trying to scare.
Okay. I'm gonna
Did you
say
create
this is
the
a
Phantom of
volatile.
the Opera?
Yes, I'm doing
Yeah.
a Phantom of the Opera.
I'm gonna say this
He's
is a
my
volatile.
uncle.
Of course, because you're so well connected right now. I'm gonna say that's a volatile. Go ahead and roll that.
Uncle Poto. Okay. Said volatile.
Yeah.
Cool.
First roll of the night.
First roll.
What?
Wow!
What?
Wow!
Double sixes.
I rolled a
Okay.
14.
All right. Oh, holy shit. Okay. So you're not trying to do harm here.
No.
You are in fact trying not to do harm, but go as close as possible to doing harm without actually doing it.
Yes.
Okay, great.
They can't be afraid
Is
if
this-
they're dead.
Of course, that would defeat the purpose. So
I
this
beg
is
to differ.
this is aimed at Mary. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
And anyone who
Okay.
would residually get scared in the crowd. But
Oh yes, well see that's exactly what I think we're aiming for here. So, JV manages to time this so perfectly that Mary is in the middle of talking to someone that's come in during the break. Older gentleman, kind of silver foxy, tall, strapping, in a nice like leisure suit, and talking very animatedly to her. And you time this that just as she's walking back over to the podium with this gentleman you haven't been introduced to yet, this sandbag, not only do you hear this lovely snapping of the rope from above, but the sandbag itself careens down, busts open, showers them both in sand, and everyone in the room jumps. Some of you may scream. I don't know. If
Paula will jump into Esteban's arms.
so I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I'm going to say that because this is so high, you can go ahead and take a string on fucking everybody. If you would not like for JV to take a string on you in this moment for our main characters, go ahead and roll me a cold to keep your cool. If you don't mind, feel free, because I do recall now, we do need to do some of our backstory elements here. And we can do that in montages of, for fuck's sake, JV, God, doing this shit again, and we can all sort of delve into some of our background with each other. Looks like James fails. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so JV, go ahead and take a string on James. Axel, however, succeeds. No strings on Axel.
Apollo cannot attempt to refuse, given that he is making a show of being scared in order to attempt to
fair
woo
enough.
Esteban.
Excellent. All right, so take a string on Apollo.
Cecily just is like terrified.
How terrified? Do you scream? Do you jump?
she screams and is like, "Oh my god, what was that?"
You know what? For a moment, it looks like James kind of turns translucent. I'm going to give myself the condition traumatized.
Ooh.
It reminds me of my death.
Oh God.
Oh.
Well, we can get into that in a moment. All right. So you are traumatized, which, hey, out of the gate, this is gonna be fun. Only took a half an hour.
I told you. I told you.
Oh, the ghost is fun when their emotional state is fucked with, so should be interesting. Why don't we start there then? Let's go through backstory as you are swimming through the events that led up to your death, James, as well as thinking, stream of consciousness about everyone in this room. go ahead and share your backstory elements, and let's share those strings with each other.
Okay. So as part of my origin, it was a tragic accident. And if Wally's amenable to this, someone knows that you're dead and how you died. They gain 2 strings on you. So if you wish.
Down for that, Wally?
I'm down for it. Yeah, I totally see that. Axel would have like caught on, like right then and there, but like, huh?
Yeah,
and like he would have went over to them, like went over to James, and like they did the whole thing where they grabbed a chair and like turned it around and sat down in it and faced James and just stared at them for a while like that, and just like looking at them for a long time. So is there a reason why after all of that happened I saw you floating off the ground for half an inch and then you disappeared for a hot second and now you're back?
Researching into the background of Camp Ignatius, 10 years ago, there was a fire in one of the classrooms. James had been trapped there. And it had basically there was a loud bang at first. And so that sort of triggered his memories, and he'll turn to Axel. Nah, it just reminds me of that day, that's all.
Look, dude, it's okay.
Is it though?
And trust me, it's okay. And he like opens up his mouth a bit and like shows off his fangs.
Oh.
Yeah, let's just say I'm not a morning person.
I love it. So, Axel, go ahead and take those 2 strings.
Gosh, I did say amenable. God damn it.
What's that?
I did say amenable.
You know what? It's Thursday. You're allowed to say amenable 8 million times. It just happens. It's a Pavlovian thing, I think. What is your second backstory element?
My second backstory element is you've been inside someone's bedroom while they were sleeping. Take a string on them.
So, in attempting to calm yourself after this loud noise, maybe you think to something more peaceful. Maybe to whoever you've been creeping on while they sleep, you weirdo. Who is it?
Damn. No. I think.
What was that?
No. So I think I'll take a string on Francesca. Her cabin used to be his cabin.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right, you can absolutely take one on Francesca.
Just the layers upon layers with her being Freddy Krueger's daughter, and then
Galaxy brain. I love it. We'll move on to someone feigning terror in this moment. Apollo, jumping into Esteban's arms, who immediately like turns red from ears to chin. It's okay. I think it was just a loud noise. I think it's like a prank or something.
Oh, that is a relief, but it is also relieving that you were able to catch me and hold me so quickly and firmly. But I think
I work out.
I can tell, but perhaps you should put me down now.
Right. Yep. I'm gonna go see if there are more donuts. And Esteban runs away. Apollo, as you, I'm sure, rather lasciviously watch the retreating form of Esteban, who takes part in your backstory here?
Yes.
What are your backstory elements?
It's the infernal you owe debts. Give away 3 strings divided any way you like between the dark power and the other characters. So I'm going to give 1 to the dark power And then I'm gonna roll 2d4s and just go based on the order in my Zoom window between the other PCs.
Okay, you
if
can do it
there's-
that way. That's fine.
There's a duplicate, I'll re-roll. Oh, no, I don't want to do 3D dice. I thought I turned that off. Okay, well, so Cecily gets 1, and let me re-roll another one. And JV gets 1.
Excellent.
So I guess JV now has 2 strings on Apollo.
All right.
And I don't know if we need to, quantify what the debts are.
You can, or that could come up later in play if
Yeah.
something strikes you in a conversation. That's fine.
Yep.
Excellent. Anything else in the backstory for you?
Yes. Someone thinks they can save you. Gain a string on them.
I mean, obviously that needs to be Grace, I think.
Yeah, probably, even if she doesn't understand the extent of my situation.
Nah, not unless you tell her. Which should be very interesting. Yeah, so take one on Grace, which I'm sure will be fun later.
Yep.
We'll move over to Axel.
So for my backstory, Axel was turned at the age of 18. He was sired by him and Milia were both sired at the same time by one vampire as a form of more like survival, because they were both in a car accident that grievously wounded them, and this person like pretty much turned them as a form of like, look, you can either die right here or I'll offer you this. And they were just 2 kids who were like, hell yeah, we want to be vampires, and so they went with it. There's no like deep romance to it. It's just like, yeah, we just wanted to be vampires, and because we're about to die.
Yeah.
But then they just went off on their own and just pretty much traveled the world, and they ended up here eventually. For my backstory, it says, I am beautiful. I have a string on everyone because I am just a radiant creature of beauty. But I also says that someone once saved my unlife. They gained 2 strings on you. I could easily say Milia. Like, Milia could be the one that 2 strings on me. Because she would probably be one. Yeah, I'm gonna say Milia.
Okay.
Yeah, Milia definitely has 2 strings on me because
Y'all giving all this ammo to my side characters? For real, though.
because she's the muscle between them and probably has punched people once or twice, saving him. I would think probably there was a situation where someone in the last town we were in, they found out what we were, and she helped me. She
took
pretty much
care of it.
she took care of it and got us out of there.
I like it.
Yeah.
Make our way over to Cecily. Cecily, this was extremely alarming. I think it kind of messed with your like morning daydream. In that thought process, let's go over your strings. Who do you have strings on? Who has strings on you?
Well, for one, I think as clear from her screaming at the thing falling, she wears her heart on her sleeve, and everyone has 1 string on her.
Everyone take a string.
Everyone takes a string. And the other one is you've captured someone's fancy, gain 2 strings on them. And I'm not sure, because I feel like it would be more fun if it's someone here.
In the main cast, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I don't know who.
Would anyone like to volunteer as having a crushie on Cecily?
I mean, Apollo has a crush on everyone.
Anyone?
No one has a crush on me. It's fine.
I could.
We
do
all
that.
have a crush on you. That's
Oh, no,
fine.
yeah.
So
I could do that and tie it into one of mine that I had absolutely no idea what to do with. So
excellent. Okay. So you have 2 strings on JV then. Okay.
about to get 2 more.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
Get some promises from that one. Excellent. So we've made our way around really quickly in people's heads in this brief moment of terror. You're screaming, Cecily. The loudest one screaming is Mary. Mary has a shrill scream that goes on probably a little bit longer than necessary. Like, Mary, seriously, chill. But up above, where you caused your chaos, JV. Yeah. What about your strings?
I think JV is just giggling softly right now. Which no one else will ever see. The two that I have. So JV's dead because they're the goal, obviously. Someone reminded you what love was when you thought that death had stolen it away from you forever. Give them 2 strings. So I was thinking, if we're going that way, where JV has a crush on Cecilia, then that probably makes the most sense.
Oh, Cecily. Cecily.
Cecily.
Is it Cecily? Was I saying
Why'd
that
I
right?
say Cecilia?
Probably because of the song. And now
I'm
I'm
down
making it
on
worse
my
because I reminded you of it. My apologies.
Thank you. Like, I have it written right here. And okay. Yeah. So I'll do that. I'll give that to Cecily. So you get another 2 strings.
You have 4 strings on JV right now. Use them wisely.
The other one is, did anyone watch you die or watch you come back to life? If so, you both gain 2 strings on each other.
How did you die, JV?
So one of my moves is that I know how I died. I didn't take that one, so I assume JV doesn't know how they died. I was imagining it was camp counselor related, but because that's the way it.
Of course, it has to be.
Yeah.
Naturally.
I have this scene in my head where like JV dies and then like sits up Jason Voorhees style, and James is there floating upside down, cross-legged, first time dying.
I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so you get 2 strings on me, and I get another 2 strings on you.
Cool.
So I have 3
Okay.
on James now.
So you actually don't, unless you guys have had a conversation before, you don't know how you died. But James knows how you died.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
That could be a fun conversation for later tonight, which we'll get to. Mary screams, attempts to look up. I'm sure you, with that fucking 14, you scurry away. No one is the wiser. Mary dives in very quickly to, equipment safety. This is a very important point given this situation. She also introduces the Silver Fox to her left. This is, in fact, the current owner of Camp Ignatius. This is Roger Nocturne. He usually, only stops in the preseason and then comes in for the fun stuff. I mean, he's the owner, he can. But he is very excited to take the lectern from Mary real quick. Welcome, all of you. It's lovely to see so many smiling faces. I'm assuming maybe 2 of you are actually smiling. Esteban is, of course. Roger doesn't care. I am here mostly because I do always enjoy to stop in and see the Isaac the Owl competition for counselors, which will take place later on today. We'll just have some fun with some camp games and some team sports, and the winner will of course receive a $100 gift card to the Wegmans down the road, which may come in helpful at some point this summer. But also gets a very special prize as well, which we will announce later on. So, I think, Mary, they're ready to get into their departments. So let's huddle up and get ready for the team competition, shall we? Yeah, all right. Split you off into your groups. So, our groups. We have sports, which would be Mikey. That includes boating with Grace, horseback riding with Andrea, and swimming with Cecily. Then we get into the arts and crafts friends, which is Apollo, also wood burning with James, and Francesca wood carving, screen printing with Jane, and then our foods people go off. Sorry, Esteban is going to run off with Derek for a while there, Apollo. So bye. Yeah, sorry. But then our survival and safety crew, which would include Axel, JV, and what was the last one? Oh yeah. Strangely enough, they include Milia in this group as well. No one really knows why, but it is kind of assumed that Milia, being one of the most muscular young women you've ever seen in your life, kind of acts as a bouncer of sort for the property, even though she does teach partner dance. So she'll move off with that group as well. Also, you know, she gets her way and wants to hang out with Axel. So we'll split off. Thank you, Apollo. Appreciate it. Let's start with our arts and crafts crew. The four of you meet up. You are instructed to come up with a team name, all that boring stuff. But basically, I'm just gonna ask, is anyone involved in shenanigans before we get into the montage of this actual team sports event?
Yes, I'm hungry.
Oh no, okay.
And he found the perfect target because she kind of gave him lip earlier and kind of annoyed him. So he's gonna you know what? I'm gonna take a snack on Grace. I'm gonna take a little snack on Grace.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grace is off with the sports group, and Cecily. So how are you gonna manage that one?
I would like to. I would say, where the sports group is at, where the field is at, there's probably one of those perimeters where the field is open area, so tons of sunlight, but there's the edge of the field is probably where the tree line is at, and he's standing out over by the tree line and where I guess the sports equipment building is at, and he's trying to open it up, feigning he's trying to get inside to get maybe a kickboard or something like that, and he's just struggling at the lock. Obviously it's not an issue for him, but it looks like he's trying to struggle to open the door when she walks by.
Okay. We'll say the rest of the group passes on. I'm gonna say, Cecily, do you see this? As Grace sort of wanders back over to Axel to help them open this door.
I mean, can I just see it, or do I need to roll to see it?
You can just see it.
Yeah, I think she definitely sees it.
You see Grace head on over as the rest of you are heading to group up, to do your group dance, come up with your group name, all that really lame stuff that summer camp counselors have to do. But Grace is like, oh yeah, I'll just a second, I'll be right there, and wanders over toward the equipment shed, over to Axel.
Hey, Grace, just the person I wanted to see about this. I forgot my key back in my cabin for the sports shed. I need a kickboard to, help out over at the lake, help the kids swim and everything like that. So, you think you could help me in?
I mean, I'm not supposed to do this because you're supposed to go get your key, but...
Now, Grace,
all right,
come on.
fine.
Grace, come on. It's first day. You don't have to, you have to bring a couple
I
of rules
understand
with first
everyone isn't as perfect as I am, so fine.
Oh.
Then she'll go into her pocket, pull out her key, and lean over the padlock to open it up for you.
As she leans over to the padlock, he eyes her neck a bit, and he's like, he like reaches out and places a hand on top of hers, it's like she's about to drop the keys. Like, oh, whoa, hold on a second there. Looks like you're about to drop the keys for a second there. And he like places his hand on top of hers and helps her turn the lock as he's trying his best to like, get up and close and lull her into a sense of.
Okay, I'm gonna say this
here.
is a turn someone on, my friend. You're getting up close and personal.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me see. Do I actually have any other moves to go along with this? Do I? Okay. Let's see here. That is a turn someone on. That's a hot.
Mm-hmm. This is a hot.
Partial succeed.
Okay. It's on a partial success.
Partial success for turn someone on. Instead of 9,
either-
you choose 1. Yeah.
Yeah. So they can either give you a string,
themselves-
or
yeah.
they can give themselves to you, promise something, or get embarrassed and act awkward, whatever you'd prefer.
So it is up to you. Oh wait, no, manipulate an NPC on 79. The NPC will tell you what it'll take to get the NPC to do what they want and do it, and they will.
Aha! Thank you for that. Again, I've never run this before. She seems into it. Again, not gonna lie. She's kind of looking around to see if maybe Apollo sees this, but whatever. Let's see. It seems like she's gonna require you to maybe go on into the shed and, let her know that you mean it.
All right. He will open up the door for her and let her walk into the shed.
So you watch the two of them go into the shed and close the door. And we'll leave it there for the moment. Any other shenanigans getting up to this afternoon before the competition? Yes, JV.
Whoops. Yeah. Well, I guess since you called on me, I will. I think JV is setting snare traps out in the forest. I'm just gonna go ahead and because it's survival training. They gotta learn how to deal with real world problems that they would encounter in the forest.
You are literally setting up traps for the campers.
Yes.
To get trapped in.
Yes. So they can learn how to get out of them. New life skills.
Okay. I don't even know what this would be because there aren't going to be campers, right? Are you trying to catch like any of your fellow staffers?
I guess it would be good to test it out. Yeah.
Okay. So,
who's with me again?
Axel is supposed to be with you, but has wandered off. Milia's there though.
Perfect. I'm trying to remember who that is.
She's Axel's friend, who,
Right.
Being dead yourself, it's kind of easier to tell who is also dead. She's dead too,
Okay.
in a very similar way to Axel.
So I think maybe after setting one up out in the like as we're getting ready, I don't know what sort of normal survival training, boring survival training the rest of the that she's prepping for right now, but JV comes out and says, "Hey, can you come look at this for me? I'm not sure if I saw some weird leaves, and I don't know if it's like poison ivy or like poison oak or poison
Does
maple."
it have the 3 leaves? It's very easy to see. So she'll wander over that way, somewhat annoyed.
Yeah, it was just like right over there.
She'll walk over that way. I'm gonna say you're doing a lot of lashing out because this might actually hurt her. I don't know. Go ahead and lash out.
That is my
physically.
best stat, so
Yeah, go ahead and do a volatile for me.
all right. I do have a +1 on this because I'd satiated my hunger before,
Oh boy.
and I got to choose either heal or harm, mark experience, or take 1 forward. So I was going to take 1 forward on that.
Sounds good. So add another 1 to that one.
That's an 11. Just gonna chain these. I've broken this game wide open.
She underestimates you in this moment, I think. Really does think you're a little clueless as to what you need to be doing here in the woods to survive, and she is not. However, she walks over to look at these leaves that you point out. What does this snare look like? What happens?
I think it's just like classic snare trap. It's like cable or rope hidden under some brush. It's got like a trigger mechanism, so when it's pulled or tugged, it rips up, counterweights, and they get pulled up by their legs into the about 10 feet off, maybe like 5 feet off the ground.
With a yell and a somewhat frightening hiss, you snare Milia, and she's like bounces a little bit. Yeah, she's gonna lash out at you. She's pissed. I'm gonna say she goes for it, but with that success, she's not able to, because I don't roll in this game. Yes, I always pick the games where I don't have to roll shit. She attempts to go after you. Like she like lashes out like with rather sharp fingernails,
She was
but
like
does
standing
not
like
manage.
just outside of the range. So there's things. Whoa.
Oh, you stupid son of a! Ugh. Get me down right now before I kill you.
Well, that's not really the point of the survival training. You gotta get it. I need to make sure that this works. So, can you get out here? What would you rate your pain at right now? Like anything broken? Are you good?
She starts what you would assume swearing. Do you speak Spanish?
No.
No. Yeah, she starts swearing in a language that you aren't familiar with. Just hissing and spitting. You probably note her fangs at this point. She's mad.
So I'm just gonna let you calm down a little bit.
If you do not get me out of this tree, I swear!
Like I said, that sort of defeats the purpose of the. Can you get
Worthless! She starts like climbing her own body to grab at the rope, and she just she does a she must do yoga. She goes at her own ankle and starts biting at this rope to
While
get
you're
herself
working
down.
on that, we'll reconnect later, and I'll see how that worked out and how easy that was for you, and whether you think that the.
I am
campers
going
will be
to
able
kill
deal
you.
with it.
You
talk
are
later.
dead. You are
Bye.
dead meat. You are dead.
And
She's
he just goes
biting at the rope.
briskly walking away.
Like a coyote stuck in a trap.
Yes.
Maybe
She
a
is
little
quite angry.
nervous. Doesn't want to die again just yet.
Any other shenanigans before the big event, which I'm gonna go through really quickly because we want to get to the party.
All right, team. So we're gonna have to come up with a team name for these sporting events. Apollo, if you can get a pad paper out, we can brainstorm some ideas. Literally the most normal meeting out of everyone here.
Yeah.
So Apollo does shamelessly flirt with all of them, including James, as he is trying to direct the meeting.
Amazing.
Like Apollo is all but suggesting they just give up on the meeting and have an orgy.
Is Apollo just Bernie?
It just sounds like
In
it.
this game?
Yeah, it sounds
You
like it.
snuck Bernie in here. God
Oh my
damn it.
god!
Apollo
And
is
he's
hornier.
French.
Yeah.
He's the French King of America.
He's the French King of America.
I will say that was not my intent. Apollo is just unapologetically horny.
Unapologetic.
Apologetic.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Bernie at least has some shame. Not much, but some.
But after the meeting, after they've decided everything, James is gonna reverse pickpocket Francesca.
Oh.
And he's
Okay.
going to slip into her pocket a wooden knife with these ivy patterns that have been burnt into the handle.
Interesting. Okay.
Pretty sure her love of knives is like known by everyone.
Yeah. She's a fan. Are you slipping this in the hopes that she'll know it's from you? I'm trying to gauge what this
Yes.
means. Okay.
Like a hey, I'm into you. Here's a token. I made this.
I made you a knife. This seems very odd to say, but when you give her the knife, please roll to turn someone on. And we'll see what happens.
I'm gonna use a string to give myself a +1 so I even out at 0.
Okay then.
Submit 1. Come on. Partial.
A 9. Okay. So I have to tell you basically what she's gonna need for you to mean it. Like, yeah, you're in the middle of, talking, and Jane is like, well, I thought maybe we could call ourselves like some form of like squirrel, or is it just really annoying jabbering? And Francesca is just like staring up at the sky, like already has a knife in her hand, is like whittling something, and you just sort of I like the idea of just it just comes into her view as she's looking up, and you just sort of put it into her hands and then like move out of the view.
Just placing the knife like laterally on her forehead and then ghosting away.
She'll, as the rest of them are having this conversation, sidle up to James. You made this?
Yeah, had some free time before everyone came back.
The balance is nice.
You're gonna need to sharpen yourself. I recommend starting with like a low grin and then going up.
Oh, yeah, no, naturally. What's the catch?
You doing anything later tonight?
The catch is a date?
I mean, there is that party, right?
Yeah.
A gentleman as myself and a young woman should not attend a party by themselves. So I propose we should go together.
All right. You make me another one of these, so I have a pair, and you got a deal.
What if I could do anything with some rivets? Make like one of those flippy ones, and then he'll start like walking away. Beavers are squirrels, right?
Yeah, some sort of squirrel, like the flying squirrels, or yeah. Okay. James has himself a date. All right. Any more shenanigans before the competition? Because the competition is just going to be a fucking skill challenge. Yes.
I think Cecily, just like after witnessing what happened where Grace left their group and went off with Axel, just like goes up to Mikey. Hey, Mikey. So I was just thinking, because our group is now only 3 people and I don't know what Andrea is doing, we can make our team really cool, because guess what? I saw Grace and Axel go off together and they're not here anymore either. So I think we might have an advantage since another team member is missing from a different team, even though we're missing a team member from our team. But I don't know if they notice that their team member is missing. So I think that we can win this, maybe?
He nods like he's following.
Okay, great. That's so cool and totally far out. So I was just thinking too, what about our team name? It needs to be something really cool, but also we're the sports team, which doesn't make sense to me, because I don't know, swimming I guess is a sport for some people, but for other people it's not really a sport. And so I was just I don't know, what do you think?
He shrugs.
Yeah, I think that too. I agree 100%. So yeah, I'm glad that we had this talk. It's always great talking with you. And I'll see you later. Okay, bye.
He waves. Were you wanting to do anything with this or just have that lovely conversation?
She wanted to let someone know about Grace and Axel mainly.
Oh, okay. Good.
That was the point of all that.
Excellent. No, it was amazing.
Spreading gossip. But she goes to the one person who doesn't talk, so.
So good. All right. So we are gonna change it up a little bit. Yeah. It's time. Skill challenge
just
time.
From Survivor? I have not watched it in years, but it sounds like Survivor music.
These are all Kevin MacLeod, my friend. All of them. They are all Kevin MacLeod. What else do you think I'm working with here? I'm working with
Very much
Kevin
sounds
MacLeod.
like survival music. Or like some reality show tension music.
I need everyone. You tell me how you're contributing to your team somehow winning. And basically, whoever's going to roll the highest is going to be the overall winner here. Because that's how we're getting this done. So you tell me how you are contributing in some way, make up some dumb game that you had to play for camp, and you tell me how you're going to roll for it.
We gaze into the abyss to help with this.
If your part of the games is trivia, sure, you tell me.
Just a quick aside. James will turn to the rest of the team. How badly do we want to win this?
I mean, we will get to lord it over the other counselors for the entire summer if we win.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Francesca is sort of like flipping around the knife that both knives that you have now whittled for her really quickly. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind that $100 gift card to Wegmans either. I mean, that's like basically groceries for the full summer.
Cool.
Like wherever JV is at, like a mist just rolls in and Axel appears out of the mist.
Where were you?
I was just getting something to drink. Listen,
Why do I have the urge to punch you?
I get that a lot. Don't worry, it's natural. So we gotta do this whole competition thing. We really want to win this, right?
I guess, yeah.
I mean, I have nothing to stake in this. I mean, I just really just want to really fuck around all afternoon. I mean, do you want a $100 Wegmans? Because I mean, if we win this, I'll give you the card.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't know about winning, but I can make sure the other teams lose.
See that I'm good at too. So how about this? Instead of us trying to win, we just make everyone else lose.
Yeah. Yeah, and Malia should be back here soon, I think.
But where is she?
She appears
She's
next
hanging
to you
around.
both.
Oh.
No, appears, just leaves in her hair, and just her fangs are out, Axel, and she is staring fucking daggers at JV right now.
He looks at Maya and plucks a leaf out of her hair, like, God dang here. And plucks a leaf out of her hair.
So it worked. Difficulty, scale of 1 to 10. Do you think the campers could deal with that?
Stay out of the darkness tonight, because if you do not, you will never leave.
Oh, whoa.
You understand me?
Why don't you just calm down, hey?
She hisses at you.
He like hisses back at her.
Would a $100 gift card make things better?
Are you bribing me now?
Yes.
If we win, it's mine. And she walks away.
Now we have to win. Okay, cool.
Yeah, she will break your legs if we don't win at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be annoying.
Oh no,
let's-
believe me, as many times as she's broken my own legs because like she was like pissed off at me. Trust me, this is incredibly annoying when it happened.
All right. Well, you take that team. I'll take this one.
Gotcha. And he just turns into a bat and flies away. He goes, bat, and flies away.
Where did I put that bear trap?
Okay, so this is amazing. So neither of you are trying to win this. So your roles are not to win. Your role is to fuck with someone else. Is that
I'm
we're playing
hoping
with
that Malia will win. Yes.
Yeah, that's what we're just
Okay,
hoping the
great.
best.
All right, so let's say this. Maya can't roll because I can't roll. But if y'all manage to fuck with everyone else's rolls enough that they do not succeed, then Malia wins. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, the other three of you, give me how you're contributing to the competition right now. Basically, you give me a justification for the thing that you want to roll that's going to be the highest, and then we'll roll it and see how you do.
I mean, Apollo is just going to try and seduce everyone else on the other teams, you know, whoever he is in, like, our team is in competition with, and just, not trying to actually sleep with them in the moment, but certainly distract them with...
You're trying to distract. So
as
basically, like,
as Grace said
you're
earlier,
not even
he is
trying to
eye
win
candy.
either. You're trying to distract the other people that you're in competition with right now. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Then go ahead and roll me, turn someone on.
Yep, and I will also make use of one of my bargains. The power flows through you, so I give the dark power a string to add an additional +2 to my roll.
Oh boy. All right. Dark Power has 2 on you, my friend. Watch out.
Yeah, it takes 5 to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll just do something +2. That's a 10.
Oh boy. So, while this is going on, did any of you others want to fuck with this one?
I don't know if this is more your realm, Axel, to fuck with this, or would it be if the goal is seduction? Do you want to counter seduce?
I will counter seduce.
Okay.
I will definitely counter seduce.
You've activated my trap card, counter seduction.
And what I would like, the way Axel counter seduces them, whatever Apollo does, if the person like walks away from Apollo that Apollo's trying to seduce, they walk away, Axel will do like some straight up hypnotizing on the person to think that they're Apollo and continue talking to them and try to like lure them away from Apollo.
Oh my
And
God.
then afterwards just do a straight up like break down hardcore seduce them and then kiss them right in front of Apollo whenever they see them. And when Apollo looks over, they see Axel kissing them.
I mean, Apollo will then turn to seducing Axel and be like, I smell grace on you. Congrats. Want me to show you what makes her tick?
Okay. Before, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Go ahead and
Oh,
roll
yeah.
for me, please, before this happens.
So I don't.
Holy
But,
shit.
so what do I have to roll?
You, I guess, are also rolling for turn someone on, unless you have
Yes.
something special for hypnotism.
Also, because I have the feeding. When I feed on hot blood direct from the source, this is the first time you fed upon someone. I take experience, and when I feed, I choose 2. I either take 1 harm, I heal 1 harm, take 1 forward, or definitely the person does not die. So I'm going to take 1 forward, and the person that I fed upon did not die. So I get to add a +1 to this hot roll that I'm about to do to turn someone
Okie
on.
dokie. Yes, it's turn someone on. So if you have anything for hot as well, go for it. Wait.
What?
What?
No,
you
that's not-
You typed in a +1 and
Oh, I
it got
typed in +1.
confused.
Hold on, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was like, wait, that is literally not possible.
You found the 0 on the d6.
Because it's +2 and then I have a +1 because of my feeding.
So you'd be at it. So you'd be rolling 2d6 and add 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you put it in, don't put +1, just put 1. You only put you'll put like neg.
Oh!
Wait a minute. You roll double sixes, my friend.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That seems fucking stacked. Can we get like a reshuffle?
That's insane.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So could I describe how it looks towards Apollo when it happened?
Yep.
So I've been waiting to say this since the beginning of the game. So Apollo, you walk over. So first of all, she thinks she's just making out with Apollo right now. And Apollo, you walk over and you see Axel making out with her, right? And then she realizes, oh crap, I'm not making out with Apollo. I'm making out with Axel. And then Axel looks at her and says, you thought you were making out with Apollo, but it was actually me, Axel. And he points at himself. Because I just wanted to make that Dio joke at least once in this thing if I'm playing a vampire. I had to. I totally had to.
Thankfully, Grace is into it. So yeah, good times. So you negate that success. Okay, so Milia's still in the running. Next roll.
If it's a sport event, it's a swimming competition. And as they dive off into the water, I'm going to use my ghost move Limitless. I can walk through walls and fly. So I'm flying through the water instead of swimming.
Okay. I'm gonna arbitrarily say that that'll give you a +1 forward to your swimming roll. Why? Because I can.
I probably volatile then to try
yeah,
and
I'd say it's volatile. Yeah, it's a physical thing. We'll go volatile.
+1. 11.
That's a success. Does someone want to fuck with this success?
Well, the water is my turf. The lake.
Mother trucker.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what. You're flying through the water. I don't know you're a ghost, right? That wouldn't make. I don't. Do I, James?
Well, it says someone on my backstory, but multiple people could know.
Yeah, I think it works. If not, I could still scare you. So I think what what JV has done is essentially before the race started, swam down to the bottom and just like covered themselves in the silt, so that when somebody came swimming by, they could just pop up and scare someone, make them freak out. So sets this up for James.
I'd also like to add that James jumps in. He's still like dressed in his full camp counselor gear. He cannot change his clothing because he's a ghost.
Someone just watches him jump in fully clothed into the water. Everyone's like,
Are you doing like fake swimming too? As you're like,
Yeah, well,
no splashing or anything.
just like he hasn't emerged in like 15 seconds to take a breath of air.
Go ahead and roll a volatile to scare, please.
All right, I'm gonna pull a string and to gain +1 on this since I have 3 for James.
Cool. Go ahead and burn that.
All right. Volatile +1. It's a tie.
Success. It is a tie. Roll off. Roll me a d6. Just do it. I don't care. We're making shit up. Roll off.
Okay. So whoever gets higher on the d6.
Yep.
That was very bad.
Oof.
Yeah.
Ha ha. All right.
I think.
Millie's
Could I
out of
say?
this.
Could I say that I scare JV instead? Because as like everyone's in the water, it's like kind of murky. But as JV pops out to scare James, they see that he's basically in his ghost form, which is in the state he died in.
Oh shit. Okay.
And it is just burnt skin melting, no fingernails because he tried to claw his way out of the room.
Oh.
Yikes.
Eyes
Sure.
glowing in the water, just turning to JV.
JV, like, lurched up, sees this, mask on. Goes back.
We'll go ahead and say, JV, you are aware of James's history, as it were. All right, we have an 11. 11 is the number to beat. What do you have, Cecily?
I don't think it occurs to Cecily to try anything other than just compete.
Bless her.
So she's not trying to like
Bless her
use
heart.
any powers. She's just like, I'm gonna go swimming and I'm gonna climb the rock climbing wall and I'm
I'm just here to have fun at summer camp.
I mean, do you just want to roll 2d? Like, I mean, there's literally like you could roll double sixes. Like, if you're not trying to add anything special here.
Yeah, I mean, like,
you could get a 12. You could get an 11. If you max out, you could still somehow beat Ghost Boy over here.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Yeah, I don't think anything would fit it. So I think she's just gonna. Yeah, just
do it. I love this. Okay, just roll 2d6 then.
I don't know how do I roll 2d6 /R, right?
Yes, and then 2d6.
8.
Okay. She gives her all.
A solid attempt.
She's gonna give it a solid attempt. She wins Miss Congeniality. That's lovely. Yeah. The overall winner of today's competition is James. And everyone claps. Malia just, her eyes narrow. She looks over to JV.
JV's again climbing out onto the dock, soaking wet. And then sees her and then climbs back into the water.
Axel is already just turned his attention already. He's already macking on Apollo. Like leaning up against a tree like this, or like just straight up Kabe donning Apollo's like, so you smelled grace on me? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yep. Goes in, licks his cheek, and I taste her too.
Yeah, she was tasty.
At that, we're just gonna dive right in. The announcement is made. James is the winner. James, you get your $100 gift card. And you find out your special prize. You, in fact, get to play Isaac the Screech Owl, both at the beginning and the ending festivities of camp, which is a huge, huge honor.
RJ wanted this. James is not.
So you are given the illustrious mascot outfit of Isaac the Owl.
James hands the $100 gift card to the rest of the team. I'm good for the summer. And he'll put on the hat or the helmet.
Francisca yanks that off. It's a good look for you. Come on, let's dance. Pulls James onto the dance floor. It's party time. We have a half hour for debauchery. Let's do this.
Holy crap, really?
Yeah. Hey, if y'all want to go like a little extra, that's fine with me too. Not too much extra, because I gotta go work in the morning. But debauchery. We have a party. Bonfire. It's late. The squares have gone to bed. It is really just the counselors. Derek is over in the corner. Derek, who really hasn't been around. No one has seen Derek like all fucking day. But most assuredly has anything you might need. Booze, all their fun party favors. It is a bonfire and it is music. I'm giving you everything you could possibly want. What do you want to
Apollo
do?
will go attempt to seduce Derek to both get party favors and also find out stuff about Esteban and how they spent their day together.
Oh, okay. We'll get to that. Yes. Axel.
Axel is doing what he can to calm Amelia down because she is probably upset as all hell. So he's just doing his can to calm her down and like try to talk her down from whatever rage she's at right now.
Milia has an expensive bottle of port that she is drinking from the bottle by herself in the corner, and is just mean mugging everyone, and just looking for JV.
JV just like pops up behind Cecily. Hey, do you see Amelia?
Who? What?
Amelia.
No,
Just like keeps
I
ducking
mean,
down, like trying to break line of sight with anyone.
why
like-
is she like mad at you or something?
or something, yeah.
Why?
It's hard to explain. We were doing a test for camp safety, and I enlisted her help.
Did she know her help was enlisted?
No.
Oh. Yeah, you should really probably like ask first. But do you
Yeah.
want to dance?
Sure. If someone tries to come break my legs, will you at least give me the heads up?
Do you promise to do something for me if I stop them from breaking your legs?
Yes.
Okay, I'll figure out what later. But yeah, let's dance.
Okay.
With that promise, I believe making a promise. How does that work for the Fae?
Let's see. I only have moves that if someone. When someone makes a promise to me, so you mark experience.
Sweet.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Y'all start dancing.
James is gonna appear behind Francesca, owl helmet on, or yeah, I guess mask on, and has 2 drinks in his hands, like he's just appeared out of nowhere. Hey,
How do you move that fast with that fucking thing on your head?
you could say I'm a regular Houdini.
That's actually kind of endearing. Really only because you brought me a beer, though.
I've got some other stuff from Derek.
Like what?
Illicit substances, more illicit than beer. You can't see it, but I'm eyebrow wiggling right now.
She holds out her hand.
A dime baggie of some green leaves. I checked in with them. It's not oregano.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
She whisks away, comes back with something to light, something to smoke, and passes it along to you if you'd like.
Yep.
While that's happening, Apollo was attempting to seduce Derek, I believe.
Yep.
Roll to turn someone on.
And I will use power flows through you again. Give myself an extra +2.
The Dark Power now has 3 strings on you, my friend.
Yeah. I got 2 more.
Okay.
That's still only a 6.
Oh no! Mark experience.
Yep. No, that's harm. Where's experience? There it is.
Derek just sort of looks at you Are you a fucking narc?
No, just that perhaps we could talk about our good mutual friend Esteban while enjoying some of your goodies.
I don't talk to fucking narcs.
I have fucked narcs. I do not think I'm not currently fucking a narc, so I do not think I'm a fucking narc. But hey, it's your loss if you do not want any of this.
Back up and you know what? What Esteban does in his free time is up to Esteban. Alright? Beat it.
Well, I suppose if we aren't sleeping together, then I will have to. And then walks away.
On fire. On fire!
Then we'll go look for Grace and or Axel to rebound from that.
I mean, Grace is just waiting around, but you know what? Grace was kind of looking for something else because Grace, has the frame of mind to actually realize that what she's got going on with Apollo is not necessarily that healthy. So she's actually sort of off to the side, giving some eyes to Axel at this point.
Right now, Axel is trying his best to calm Amelia down. It's like, hey, buddy, you want a snack? And, he hesitantly slides over some chips. There you go.
Not that kind of snack.
Okay. I know I'm a snack, but I'm not sure if you want to dine on this one.
She looks at Axel. That is not funny. Don't offer things unless you mean it.
Wait, what do you mean by that? I'm just saying, looks like you're kind of upset. And if it'll help, maybe, you need to let loose some stress.
And you're offering?
Hey, what's friends are for, right?
Roll to turn someone on. And I'm gonna say, yeah, you get a +1 on this one.
That means I get a +3 because I already have 2 strings on her.
Uh-huh.
Hey. That's a 20.
She looks around, tries to maybe see if she can spot JV. Gives up. Follow me. And she grabs your hand, pulls it over her shoulder, and whisks you off into the woods.
Also, what I would like to do is, do we pass by Apollo also?
Would you like to?
I would love to have passed by Apollo.
I'm amenable to this.
As we're walking by Apollo, I look over Apollo, hey, come on.
And Apollo will in turn hand signal to Grace.
Axel looks shocked. He's like, oh wow, I didn't think it would get okay.
Amazing. So the 4 of you head off into the forest.
Oh, there are still stairs out there, by the way. I just did that.
Pinky.
We'll get into that in a moment. Believe me, I didn't forget.
And a missing bear trap, just saying.
Extra kinky.
Don't know where that went.
Oh, Lord.
Amazing. So who's actually left on the dance floor? Let's see. Grace is gone. Andrea is just kind of despondently hanging out in the corner. Looks like Army heads over to chat with her a little bit, and then Jane joins their little group as well, trying to get Army's attention. Looks interesting. What about the rest of you?
Full mascot costume. James just turns to Francesca. You want a ditch?
Oh, God, I've been waiting for you to say that.
No, hold on. This is gonna make it weird. It's gonna walk over to JV and just take the mascot head off and put it on JV's head. I saw someone giving it a stink eye over there, and I think this might confuse them a little bit.
Why does it smell like peyote in here?
It's peyote.
Oh, right. Thank you. Now it's a rave.
You head off into the woods with Francesca then. Excellent.
Snares, 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 snares.
We come out in the morning and everyone's in a snare.
Any other shenanigans at the at the party this evening?
Do my kneecaps get broken? Are we good?
Milia is thoroughly distracted at this
just
point,
making-
so I
just
think
making
you're
sure.
good.
Okay.
I think you're good.
How high is Francesca right now?
She can hold her own, but whatever you manage to get from Derek is pretty strong. So yeah, she's pretty high.
Cool. I'm gonna take her flying. And she's not gonna remember anything about this.
I'm so high in the air. Can you hear my thoughts?
I can fly,
It's
Jack.
amazing. And we're gonna come back to you. Let's see. We get into the later part of the evening. Our foursome in the forest is having a grand old time, unless anything other than just general debauchery is happening out there. I'll leave y'all to it for the moment. I think
When
the only
should we
ones
bring our night moves into play?
Are you bringing your night moves into play?
I mean, I would imagine so. And, you know, those 3 strings that the Dark Power had on me? Yeah, they're not on me anymore. They're on each of the other people.
Nice. So you lose your strings.
Also, because of my night moves, whenever I have sex with someone, I lose all strings on them.
Oh, okay. So if you had any strings on Apollo or Grace or Amelia, they are gone now. But y'all are having a good time. JV and Cecily, you are left at the fire. Things are getting a little rowdier. Derek has just started like a mosh pit. Anything from the two of you?
Takes off the helmet. I'm being hotboxed in here in the worst possible way, so I'm just gonna take this off now.
Why'd you keep it on?
I honestly don't know because they walked off like half an hour ago. So
Yeah, I was wondering about that. It's kind of loud here, huh?
yeah. Why?
Why is it loud?
No, I mean why? Why are you saying that?
Oh, I mean, like, do you want to go someplace quiet?
Sure. Yeah, I usually prefer quieter. It's easier to like sneak up on. Yeah, let's.
Wait, sneak up on who? Are we
Just the-
sneaking up on people? Can we sneak up on people?
Yeah. Do you want to?
That sounds fun.
This is the best day of my life. Yes. They went off in the forest just like I said, like 30 minutes ago. We go fuck with them.
Okay.
Just like trying to contain their excitement.
Amazing.
Better than sex.
So y'all run off that direction to meet
To
up
fuck with horny teenagers in the woods. Or not teenagers, but
horny
young adults.
in the
You know what's the
woods.
hilarious part about it is? JV is about to fuck up with this orgy, right? But the hilarious part about it is he's going to be messing with a lifeguard. That's the best part about it.
It's true.
Dad would be so proud.
Yeah.
I would be so proud. My
Counselors
ghost
killed my
pal.
grandmother.
My ghost pal and Francesca, you are floating around as you are high as a kite. While you are flying, you don't know if it's whatever you've been smoking, but you get a very strange feeling that something, even in the air, is behind you.
Just as they're, floating around, James is gonna keep looking over his shoulder. Does he spot anything in the corner of his eye, or?
I'm gonna say I would like you to at this point, roll with cool.
Oh boy. Failure.
Yeah, you not only don't see anything, you are this is not a good trip anymore. You're starting to freak out a little bit.
Almost in a panic, James is going to just take hold of Francesca and dive straight into the woods.
Okay then. She's still like Lois Laning it, like trying to talk to you in her own head that she's so fucking high. Doesn't really even notice. But you most certainly notice the very large dark shape that darts down into the woods after you.
Well, it's time to try to book it back to the campfire.
Go ahead and roll to run away. Roll with volatile.
Volatile. Submit. Partial.
Partial success. With 7 and 9, you get away, but choose one. You run into something worse, you cause a very big scene, or you leave something behind.
As they're running, as he's dragging Francesca along, he doesn't notice how close they are to the actual party space. And so as they make it in, he's still looking over his shoulder for the dark shape. Francesca lets go of his hand, but he runs into the bonfire.
Oh, shit.
Incorporeal.
Okay.
And then just stumbles out of it like... I still have trauma from the fire, so I can't gain another stack.
I'm also going to say you take a harm for that. Even though you're incorporeal, you can still take harm.
Yep.
So yeah, you take a harm for literally walking into the fire. Folks are still a little too fucked up to really say anything more than, oh my god, whoa, bro! Like, and freak out a little bit at you. Try to pat you down. Derek, trying to be like, trip babysitter is like, all right, man, yeah, you gotta chill. Like, why don't you Just sit down and get some water, okay? Just chill out.
Derek, whatever the fuck you gave me, Derek, that shit is not cool.
Everybody says that. It's totally fine. Just take a seat. Just sit down, all right? We'll say at this point that literally you, Derek, and now like a lying on her back looking up at the stars, Francesca, are the only ones left here around the campfire. And very quickly, the fire itself goes out. James, I'm gonna have you roll to keep your cool.
That's a nope for me, dog.
All right. I'm gonna give you this. You fully recognize in this moment that you, though you have no idea how or why, are in very grave danger. So, you can take the failure and see what happens. Or, in an attempt to save yourself, you can go into your darkest self. I already know where this is going, but I did just have to offer it.
I know. So, what's coming out of the woods?
You don't actually see it or hear it until it is upon you, because it's not coming from the woods. It's coming from the air. You see a massive, dark form. For a moment, all that you can see is just a massive wingspan, before you see the very large, raptor-like claws that are coming down for you in this moment.
Cool. Yeah. So choosing my darkest self is like the safest bet here, because when you you become invisible, unnoticeable, no one can see, feel, or hear your voice. I can still affect inanimate objects, but this is the only avenue of communication. So in the instant that James looks up and sees this beastie flying at him, the firelight catching in its eyes, there's the flash of remembrance of how he died, and he just completely disappears from next to Derek's side.
Excellent. This creature you see as you are no longer there, lands on the ground, lets out a terrifying shriek. This shriek is audible to all the rest of you all in the fucking forest right now.
And it is the fucking forest.
And it is a fucking forest right now. This is a shriek that most of you may have heard who have worked here before. It's very terrifying at first when you hear it. It is the sound of, well, the mascot of the camp, the shriek owl. To the uninitiated, it sounds as if the most terrified of individuals is screaming bloody murder, is the sound of the shriek. And unable to see you or grasp you, James, the creature looks around and immediately clocks onto Francesca. And it flaps up shortly into the air, grabs her around her waist, and takes off into the air.
Fuck!
She doesn't even seem to notice. She just does another one of those, whoa, man, can you hear what I'm thinking right now? And she's gone.
Who's left?
Derek.
Fuck. Could I guess, ghostly powers? Gaze into the abyss. Try and find Axel.
You trying to find Axel specifically?
Yeah, because he's the only. I guess he's the only other person besides JV who knows something's up with James.
Okay. So you want to take this moment?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll gaze into the abyss for me.
6 fail.
Oof. I'm gonna give you this. Have you already taken the traumatized condition?
Yes.
Okay, that's not good.
Oh,
right.
I could. I have project blame, and I can use the condition to give myself a +1 on Axel.
Oh no, this is bad, my friend.
Oh, it's bad? Okay.
Yeah, this is bad because you failed. I was gonna give you the condition of traumatized, but you already have it, so we have to go worse. I'm gonna give you this though. In your failure, you are attempting desperately to get a line, get a bead on where the fuck Axel went. Someone who understands the situation that you're in right now. Instead, what you see is terrifying flashes, just soaked in red light, of flashes of Mary with a cowl over her head, chanting something. You're not 100% certain what it is. Another flash of Francesca's face, absolutely terrified. The flash of those claws that you just saw. And a well that you who are familiar enough with this camp, it's the old well. It's the one in the very far north of the camp, right near the park drive, where the actual camp itself is connected to the national forest that it abuts. And yeah, I'm gonna give you the condition of freaked out.
With this, could I lash out physically?
At?
The I was thinking of trying, like, with this negative condition and his penchant for fire, the bonfire like roars upward.
For the purpose of
freaking out everyone else at the rave and possibly alerting people in the forest that something's going on.
I see. Okay. Yes, our forest friends have already heard the shriek. But I think also a flash of fire might cool some hormones a little bit further. Sure. Go ahead and roll volatile.
You think partial
success. On 7 to 9. All right. I'm gonna say with this, most certainly because you have disappeared from view. The only people left is Derek. But with this, you gathering all of your terror in this moment, managed to flash this fire up very brightly through the flames. Derek, who's pretty fucked on his own, still manages to see like the translucent form of you. Derek knows what you are now.
It's the Castlevania Dracula skull turning into a face in the fire.
Pretty much. Derek falls to the ground, starts like backing up backwards, like yells, and runs off into the forest himself. However, our friends in the woods, we're running so low on time. Are we good to go another? I think we can wrap this up in like 15. Y'all good to go a little bit longer? Okay, cool. You see this flash of flames. in whatever precarious positions you're all in right now. There is a huge flash of fire back at the camp.
What? I didn't cause that because I'm over here. What? Did you guys see that?
Yeah, do not know. Perhaps we should go check and see that no one has set themselves on fire.
Yeah. I'll head on ahead. You guys catch up. Bat, and he transforms into a bat and flies off.
I love that he has to yell bat in order to become a bat.
Apollo would just like fling a hand over Grace's eyes so that she doesn't see that happen.
Oh, so we're doing this part now. Okay, great. Wait, what?
In a minute. Now it is time for clothes and making sure the forest is not about to burn down.
Boring. You all race.
Hey, we
your
can
way
play
back
with
to
fire
the camp.
later if that's something you're into, but right now we need to make sure we're not going to die.
Apollo. What about our scarers? You see this big flash.
I think as we're we're walking there, and JV is just like, so I don't know what you think would be better for this situation. I have a machete and I have a harpoon gun, and I don't really know what would be best for scaring people, like a group of people. Like machete's pretty old school. I mean, the harpoon gun is too, but
Why don't you just connect, like, make the harpoon gun launch the machete?
that's a great idea. Starts like figuring out how to tie it in the flash.
Did you see that?
Did you see it? Do we hear the screech too?
Oh yeah, you heard the screech actually beforehand. So we'll say you heard the screech.
Okay.
And then you saw the fire.
Oh damn it! I missed some. Can we go back and look?
Yeah.
If someone's like
Sure.
freaked out, I want to see. I'm sure they'll be back there for a bit.
Yeah, for sure. Whatever you want to do. I'm just kind of along for the ride, you know?
Cool. And you said I owed you a favor or something?
Yeah.
What? Or I guess just let me know when you decide what that is.
Okay.
Cool.
Follows.
You have all made your way back to the campfire. You see no one.
Where the hell is everybody at?
Hey all.
Hey JV,
How'd you... Weren't you in the forest?
yeah, I flew here. Wait. Oh, you didn't put two and two together when I mean, I'm a vampire, is what I am.
Vampires can fly?
Well, no, I can turn into a bat and fly. Is how I fly.
Vampires can turn into bats?
I mean, I can. We can turn into bats. Some can turn into wolves. Mist. And
I can turn into a wolf.
she can turn
Remember
into-
that.
Oh shit.
James knocks Axel's sunglasses off.
What the fuck was that?
What the fuck was that?
So you're-
Who did that? Who knocked my sunglasses off?
Didn't they just fall off?
Did you have to like carry your glasses and your clothes here as a bat, or did...
No, it just happens. I can't explain how it happens. It's like I turn into a bat and all my clothes and everything. It's like he transforms into a bat and flutters around and transforms back to normal. You see what I mean?
And as Axel transforms back to normal, again, glasses go off.
Son of a bitch! Who is doing that?
You need to get those
Who's that?
refitted, I think.
These are freaking $700 sunglasses. Of course, they're fitted perfectly for my head.
In the ground, could James just use like a hand to claw the words Francesca danger?
Yeah.
Francesca. Good.
Wait,
Danger.
shit, there's an E in there somewhere.
Franny,
Franny, is
danger?
that you? That's not really funny. It's not scary either.
Wait Slim Jim, is that you?
God, I wish I had a fucking Ouija board. This would be so much faster. Claws out a yes in the ground.
If you know something, then you need to tell us. So, where are you?
I think Cecily just pulls out her cell phone and just puts it on the ground with like the notepad open and is just like, I don't know what's going on, but something's trying to communicate with us.
James looks at Cecily. You beautiful creature, you. Picks up the cell phone, brings it to Axel's face, and begins to type what happened.
That's a really good idea, actually.
Okay, giant owl flew in, grabbed Francisca, and flew away. Okay, giant owl flew in and grabbed Francisca and flew away. A giant owl flew in and grabbed Francisca and flew away. What the fuck?
I will say in this moment as well, for James, to get out, to escape your darkest self, someone has to acknowledge you and demonstrate that they need you around. So I would think this qualifies. They kind of need you for this information, and they recognize that it's you. So
there's a puff of smoke as James stumbles out and rematerializes. Oh, god damn!
He grabs you by the shirt. You good? You all right?
There's a giant fucking owl, and I think Mare's a cultist.
Oh, that is the thing. Okay.
Oh, thank you, love. Hand Cecily back her cell phone.
Oh yeah, what's going on? Because people are apparently vampires, and also you were not here, and then you were here, and then you weren't. And I'm not.
Are you
following.
a ghost?
James kicks up the owl mascot head. No, I'm Houdini.
Well, Houdini's dead, so you'd still be a ghost.
Fair point.
That's very true. They're correct.
I don't know why, but we got to get to the old well. Probably stop the
Lilia
cultists.
claps. Yes, let's go. Apparently someone's in danger.
Well, there are other people running this way right now. Should we wait for them?
I can
Paul
catch
comes
you.
stumbling in, pulling on clothes, you see Grace like heading off towards the cabins in the
I can't
distance.
find my bra. Did you take my bra?
Your boobs are great without the bra. I will bring it back to you in the morning.
Okay, good night.
He's not going to bring it back to her in the morning.
She lost that bra.
So,
So.
I miss anything interesting?
We're going to
That's
the well.
caught up.
Come on. You race off to the old well. Very random. Do you bring the owl head?
I feel like I should, but no. I have ideas in red strings, but
You race your way toward the old well. It is less of a well and more it was part of the old water tower when this place like had to supply its own water back in the older days. It goes down, and then some of you who, I don't know, may have gone down there to make out at some point, or do a dare or whatever, opens up into like a larger area where like a full like water table could rest. As you go closer, you all begin to hear the sound of chanting. You're not 100% certain what it is. Some of you older folks, I don't know, maybe you vamps, maybe you're more up on your Latin or whatever. But you begin to hear the words Noctua optime novit. Noctua optime novit. And you hear, as this begins to get louder, you also see like the glow of firelight below.
as we approach, Apollo's going to kind of lag behind the rest of the group, kind of put a finger to his ear and, hey, my Lord Sovereign of Darkness, you there? You listening? I'm, checking in.
This is just Bernie.
Are these are these ones yours, or do I need to keep them alive, or should I fuck them up for treading on our turf?
I'm gonna have you gaze into the abyss for this.
Sure. And you know what? Just for the heck of it, I'll do power flows through you to add 2 to the roll, so they get another string on me.
They have another string on you.
But back up to 1 because the others got taken away.
Yep.
That is a 12.
That's amazing. To make this as clear as possible, because we're running low on time too, you hear the voice of the Dark One. All yours.
Awesome, thanks. I do this in your name, and I'll be sending some souls to you real soon. Okay, talk soon. Bye. If I'm dismissed. Then we'll catch up with the rest of the group. All right, what is the plan here? Are we just going to what's going on?
Do you think this is more of a harpoon gun or a machete situation?
I told you to combine them. That's the best possible outcome.
I can't figure out how to make how to make it stay at the end.
I feel like she just grabs it and she just like messes with it and then hands it back.
In that moment, you all also hear a no, like just screaming. Sounds like Francesca.
All right, yeah.
Sounds like we don't have much time. Shall we go in, save the damsel, and sort out the rest later?
Yeah, because her dad's gonna be pissed if she dies here.
Yeah.
Like an elevator, James is just.
Yep, that tracks.
JV just walks right in.
Cool. This is a familiar sight to James, at least in the quick flashes. You see a rite that's been arranged, glyphs on the floor, candlelight, a fire, and an altar where Francesca is laid out. Several cloaked figures, one standing there continuing to chant this phrase of Noctua optime novit, and is raising a rather sharp-looking dagger over her body.
Cool. That's gonna be a lash out in violence. I'm still traumatized, so I can blame them for my death.
Excellent. Hey. Go ahead and roll to lash out.
Success.
Excellent. How do you lash out?
Just from behind them, James comes out of the wall and grabs their hand as it's about to be plunged in. And it is the specter of James as he wraps his head around their head and glares at them. But there is a burning sensation on their arm.
Ooh, okay, excellent. We'll say you go ahead and burn them for 1 harm. And you recognize this figure. It is Roger Nocturne, the owner of the camp.
Confusion.
Ha! Get back, you fiend!
I believe I'm the only fiendish one here, so I take offense to that.
Huh? For the owl! And raises to bring the dagger down. Anyone else?
Can JV step in front to take the dagger in the chest?
Yes. Yes, he can. Take it. They're gonna immediately take 3 harm.
Cool.
But they step in front of their childhood friend and take this blow to the chest.
That hurt more than I thought it was going to. Hold on.
As an aside, James just says, "Good job surviving this one." Because I want to say that this is how JV died the first time around.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
I would like, after JV takes it in the chest, I would like to transform into mist and slide across the ground, just rise up behind them and just bite them right in the neck.
Roll to lash out. In that moment, too, as they bring this down into JV, they see JV for the first time and go, "No. No, it's not possible. You've already... No! We're so sorry, Great One!" Axel, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 6.
Oh, no!
Yes. That is not good.
That is not good.
On a failure, it just says I fail, I guess. What happens when I fail?
Yeah, you fail. I'm gonna go ahead and say that you take the condition of rattled.
Okay. They go to bite them, and they are kind of they're very taken. I'm not sure how it happens. What rattles him like this?
Just the fact that this fucker managed to get out of the way.
Yeah. It
Not
just
what you were
throws,
expecting.
It just throws him off completely, and it just throws him off completely that he missed.
For the sake of brevity, is everyone going to attempt to take out the cultists?
Yeah.
That's fair. Why don't you go ahead and just roll a couple of lashing out, and see how we fare.
Yeah. I will use power flows through you to give myself +2, and I think from the gaze into the abyss earlier, I got a +1 forward.
Mm-hmm.
So Apollo
Ames
is
rolls a success.
purely flavor, but Apollo drops the human guys that he has adopted, and horns sprout out, goat hooves, claws, spaded tail, and stuff. And in Dark Sovereign's eternal and glorious name, we harvest some blood.
Amazing. Cecily, partial success. How do you lash out?
She is a fae, doesn't have a lot of physical stuff that she does, but I think she drop kicks someone.
Amazing. Turns out it's Mary, so it's really satisfying. As you go after one of the cultists, drop kick them, their cowl flies back. It's Mary. It's never felt better. Axel really trying to go for the bite, but these fuckers are fast.
I'm not a fighty person. That's why Amelia handles all the fighting.
Amelia goes after a couple of these folks too. And you in fact see, for anyone that's worked here before, the co-owner of the Wegmans is one of the cultists.
I'm not surprised, actually.
Yeah, no, that's really not surprising at all. Even through some of these the false starts, JV, you managed to round on on Mr. Nocturne. And I'll give you this. At the 3 harm you're at, you are about to bleed out. You could go into your darkest self, or you could die and see what happens.
Well, I have short rest for the wicked, so if I die, I just wake up a few hours later.
True.
Darkest self seems more fun here, though.
Wait.
Let's do it. What's your darkest self?
Wait, what? I heard a wait.
What does your darkest self do?
Well, before you do that, Cecily just shouts out, "Hey, JV! Hey, promise me not to die real quick."
Oh, that gives you a +1, don't it?
Yeah, I promise not to. Try not to die. Dagger, heart, really close right now.
Cool.
Does that give you a +1?
If you die, it unlocks my darkest self, so.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh,
can
no.
I do both darkest self and die?
Oh no!
Amazing. Sure, go into your darkest self for right now, and then you'll die. It'll be great.
Sweet. Because then JV just throws themselves at them and starts eating them.
Amazing. In this moment, too, JV, as you begin to consume the flesh of Mr. Nocturne, you start
After
to
shooting
take
them
in
with a Harchetti.
naturally. That was given. You start to take on some of their memories, memories of every year putting on this sacrifice of the best of the counselors, of those attached to this place, being sacrificed to the owl, and having the Isaac competition, of course, choose who is the best, because of course the owl knows best. As you are finishing consuming him, killing him essentially, you see one of the last flashes, the thing that he was so freaked out about moments ago. You see how you died. You died several years ago in this same sacrifice. Yeah, and then he's fucking dead.
I think the last, maybe as like getting that last bit, as the dagger's driven in even deeper and finishes off JV, their last thought is, I should have listened to Dad about summer camps.
So, if we're saying we've killed all the cultists,
Yeah,
I had something.
sure.
Since Mary just got drop kicked, she stands up and she's about to do like this long monologue and diatribe about how these pesky kids have ruined everything.
Of course, naturally, because she's the worst.
James has turned incorporeal, steps into her body, and then turns corporal.
And you explode her out like Matrix style.
And then he just goes, "That's how many licks it gets to take to the center of a Tootsie Pop," and he slumps.
In dying, just because we can see as many of these as we can, a promise was broken, Cecily. The last of these cultists is left, and you become your darkest self.
Yup.
I believe justice needs to be served.
Yup. So I think Cecily kind of grows more cat-like. Her teeth get longer, her ears get longer and get kind of furry tufts on the tips of them. And she rolls on the last of the cultists, and her nails are now sharp claws, and she just attacks them. And tears them up to
make you roll.
pieces.
They're dead. They're straight up dead. We have now, as I turn off all of this infernal music, we are now left with one unconscious, one dead, and several dead cultists.
Feed on the unconscious one.
What's that?
I'd like to feed on the unconscious one.
The unconscious one is James. So.
Oh. And I just pat James in the head. And I was about to feed him, like, oh no. Pet. How you doing, buddy? You all right? You good? Oh, okay. And I like heft him up. Come on. And I heft him up, like put the arm around my shoulder, lean you on me, like, there we go.
He's a lightweight. You're fine.
Here we go. How you feeling? Yeah. You all right? Did you win?
I should have quit summer camp.
Yeah, summer camp's not for everyone. You know, it's really you only go to summer camp for several reasons. You go there, make friends, fuck, and you move on with your life.
That's a little hurtful.
Yes, I'm kind of jaded. The point is this: you did good. You saved the day.
James adjusts his sunglasses and then just dead weights.
Do we drag JV's body back?
Yes.
Excellent. Posting up around the campfire a few hours later, trying to figure out what the fuck to do now that the owner of the camp, the lead counselor of the camp, hell, the guy that runs the Wegmans, they're all dead. But no one's supposed to be showing up to this camp other than those of you working at it for the next couple of weeks. And discussing all of that, GV, you wake up.
Oh, that hurts.
You've got more experience than me than dying at dying. Good job.
I hate camp.
I fucking hate this place as well. Suggestion? That we just burn the whole goddamn thing to the ground.
I'm for that.
Here, there's an opening at the Wegmans.
Seems like a much better use of my summer, to be honest.
Yeah, actually, it sounds like a whole better idea. Spend the summer at the Wegmans and get some cash. Can't say no to that.
Because my only questions are, do we save the other, normal human counselors? And 2, do we fuck before or after we set everything on fire?
Well, do we know if those other human counselors were tying with all of this?
I imagine they would have been in that clearing if they were.
That's very true. That's pretty true.
To be
Huh.
honest,
How
none
many of the
them-
other counselors were any of the other counselors there?
Nah.
I'm
I mean,
gonna
if- yeah.
I'm just gonna get the gasoline, and once they see the fire, I'm sure they'll start running.
I'm gonna turn the other way because me and Fire don't vibe.
But if you need the distraction, I am here, and just shirt is gone. You don't even see Apollo take it off. It's just gone.
Fuck it.
And he does.
And he does. And as flames abound in this once beloved campground, and some of you, arms around each other, watching it burn. We'll call it a night, I guess, whatever that was. Thank you so much to my players for that. I had fun. I hope you all did too. For a first run through a game that none of us have played or run, I think that went pretty successfully. Yeah. Did y'all have a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic time.
Excellent. thank y'all for hanging out with us this evening and this wonderful one shot that we just put everyone through and went way over time, but whatever, it's cool. I'll have everyone go around. We'll go by the overlay now. We've all paid our penance for things. And tell everyone again who you are, where you're finding on the internet, all that good stuff. We shall start with Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex, OMG at some guy on the internets. I'm here on this channel Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Mistborn Saturdays, so you won't see me this Saturday, but I'll be back next Saturday. Yeah, I think everyone will be done traveling by then, but I don't know, things have been all over the place lately, hence this one shot.
Wonderful. Aj.
Hey everybody, it's me, RJ. Once again, you can catch me at RJSys282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and tweet whenever I go live with these lovely individuals and literally everyone else that I play with.
Excellent. Wally!
What's up, y'all? It's me. Well, you can find me on Twitter at WALLE132. I just pretty much talking about my brain and saying whatever's on my mind. You can find me this coming Monday over at Infinite RP playing the climactic episode of Flames of Freedom. Two more episodes after this, and let's see how this ends, because boy, cultists and revolutionary times, can't go wrong with that.
Nope. Morgan!
Hi, I'm still Morgan. I'm still at Imaginatrix. I'm extraordinarily tired. I've been up since 3 a.m.
And we love you for hanging out with us anyway. Thank you.
Yeah, so Fridays and Sundays I'm here, and otherwise you can find me on Instagram and Twitter posting cosplay, and that's all.
And a Val.
Hello everyone, I'm Val, the Kraken's Crown on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me here Thursdays through Sundays playing and running games. Like it was mentioned before, we will be dark as far as our schedule streams the rest of the weekend. Maybe some other stuff will come up, who knows, but check us out starting next week for our normal lineup again. And yeah, run a bunch of games, check out our schedule. And thank you, Sid. I would say I'm not always this chaotic, but that would be a lie.
That would be a lie. And I have been the monster of ceremonies this evening. I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitter at Greek Sid. Usually I'm just talking about the fun stuff that I do on here or over on Infinite RP. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for staying extra late. We're all gonna go to bed, I think. But it's been fun. It's been real. We'll see you all next week for scheduled stuff. And until then, a good game and good night, Internet.